Welcome to the 60 Seconds Germany show. Your host tonight, David Gartenzwerger.
Good evening everybody. Welcome back to my show. Tonight's guest is not one of those VIP we usually have with us. But looking at him, you might understand why we invited him. Pete, maybe you can briefly introduce yourself.
Hi folks, my name is Pete Roswell, and I'm from Hackensack, Alabama. I'm visiting friends in Berlin whom I met at last year's Oktoberfest.
Pete, how do you make a living?
Well, I run a little startup business, producing frog salami based on an old family recipe I got from my Vietnamese mother.
What's so special about your frog salami?
First of all, Alabama frogs are really big and tender. But most important is to cook the frog slowly, so he feels comfortable until his very last gasp.
When was the first time you realized that you pretty much look like one of our top politicians?
Actually, when I took a stroll in the center of Berlin, a black limo with tinted windows stopped next to me. The doors opened, and two bodyguard type of guys offered me a ride. I first thought the Russian mafia is going to kidnap me. You know, back in the US we hear all the weird stories about the mob from Eastern Europe taking over Germany. The guys thought I was lost and wanted to bring me back to the office. That was pretty cool. It took me quite a while to convince them that I'm not the person they thought I am.
Before the show you told me that you were much interested in German politics. What do you think about Mrs. Merkel?
She seems to be a tough cookie. Actually, I like the way she's doing her job. Obviously she's more into solving problems than fighting ideological wars. You know, there are TV shows in the US where two families swap their members temporarily. Maybe you can send this over Angela for a couple of months or so, and we give you Obama. Question is, if we want him back afterwards.
Do you see a big difference between politics in Germany and the US?
If I listen to the political debate in Germany, I get the impression that you were mostly talking about minority issues. It's often about immigrants, refugees, gays, single mothers and other particular groups with vested interest. But there isn't much talk about the average guy doing hard work in the factory, paying his taxes on time, and taking care of his family. Another thing is that I always wonder why people in Germany still go to work, taking into account the amount of taxes they pay. In the US, this would cause a revolution. Also amazing to hear how much money you would get in this country if you're not having a job.
How about Germany being a leader in environmental policy?
Sounds great, but again, it's all about the social justice. If it becomes more expensive to buy and run a car, if it becomes more expensive to buy and maintain a house, if the price for electricity goes through the roof, all this does hurt the factory worker relatively more than the millionaire. Looks like you widely ignore the redistributional side effects of environmental policy.
Thanks Pete for stopping by. Enjoy your stay in Germany. And good night everybody. See you next time.